Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The DRFBets race of the day for Saturday, December 15th is one of 5 graded stakes races at Gulfstream Park. It is also the local prep for the Pegasus World Cup. It's the Harlan's Holiday featuring a heavy favorite in Audible. You can play this card, this nice card, with a new DRFBets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com. Receive a 300% deposit match. Let's meet the field for the Harlan's Holiday. They're going a mile and a 16th. $100,000 is the purse. You can access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order, and Matt, the number 1 Audible is 2-5 on the morning line, but I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes off lower than that very low morning line.
Oh, no question. I mean, he's going to be in that 1-9, 1-10 range. I'd imagine if there is show wagering, he'll be a bridge jumper. The credentials are obvious. A Grade 1 winner at Gulfstream Park, Todd Pletcher, Javier Castellano, second start off the bench, X, Y, and Z. He has all the speed figures too. To be frank, this is supposed to be basically a procession. This is supposed to just be a means to an end to get to the Pegasus World Cup. I would be absolutely stunned if he didn't win this race on Saturday, but I don't think he is a slam dunk to be a major player in a race like the Pegasus in just a month's time.
This will be his first start against older horses, but Pletcher could not have been more pleased when he saw how this field turned up. Audible really looks like the only legitimate sort of graded dirt horse in this field. And listen, again, as you said, his merits are obvious. He swept through the Holy Bull in the Florida Derby last year en route to finishing 3rd in the Kentucky Derby, but there are also some red flags. He disappeared after the Derby. He only has 1 run since. That was a sprint at Churchill Downs, and I'm interested in your thoughts on that race. I thought it was more workmanlike than anything else. I know he needed the race, and the distance was probably shorter than his best.
Yeah, kind of the way that I looked at it, it was one of those things where it felt like it just took a little while for the engine to get going, and then finally he went off and drew away. But the important thing for me with that race is, I mean, Honorable Treasure, Principe Guillerme, I mean, they're nice horses, don't get me wrong. Certainly better than what he's going to be facing here on Saturday. But again, if you're thinking long run, which I think everyone should be with this horse, if you're thinking Pegasus World Cup, I still think he's going to need to improve.
The number 2 is Minute Madness, 20-1 on the morning line. You and I could have had this horse for $16,000 last time out. It was his first time off the Peter Walder claim for that price. They put blinkers on, and this horse improved by leaps and bounds. And that being said, he is still 17 points behind Audible's best.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is just going to be a tough spot for anyone that has yet to eclipse an 85 buyer, as this horse has never done. Look, he improved by leaps and bounds, like you said, going 2 turns. Now you go back to a little bit of a longer distance now at a mile and a 16th. I think he's a fine little horse. I just think this is going to be a very tough spot.
Walloped the next out winner in that race at Gulfstream West. The 3rd finisher came back to run 2nd on turf with an 83 buyer. The number 3 is Sight for Sore Eyes, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sight for Sore Eyes is among the leaders in this race. Timeform US does not believe that the pace will be fast, and they have Sight for Sore Eyes sitting right behind Village King. I wouldn't be surprised if they're reversed and Sight for Sore Eyes actually makes the top, even with the blinkers coming off. This horse pressed a very fast pace against much tougher horses in the Clark last time and paid the price.
Yeah, I was going to say he's getting considerable class relief. And now, look, we talked about that Clark handicap, not a vintage running of that race, you know, far from superstars, but much better horses than what he's going to be facing here on Saturday. To me, the key with a horse like this, if you can get back to that run 2 starts back at Thistledown, I think he has a real chance to at least run 2nd in this race. If you don't think he can beat Audible, I understand that, but I think there's a real chance that he could hit the board.
Perhaps the horse most likely to topple Audible, if Audible stubs his toe just a little bit, is his stablemate, the number 4 Village King, who earned a solid 96 buyer speed figure last time out, 118 pace-adjusted Timeform US figure. That puts him right in the ballpark with Audible. That race was off the turf, however, at a longer distance, and I think a mile and a 16th might be a little short for this horse. I do think he's okay. I do think he has some upside potential, and I do think he might make Audible run a little bit on Saturday.
To be honest, he is the only horse that I could envision upsetting Audible if Audible shows up with a reasonably good effort, because, like you say, he is still relatively lightly raced. He's only gone out 8 times, and this is only going to be his 2nd lifetime start, or 3rd lifetime start, I should say, on the main track on dirt. I don't think he's a bad horse whatsoever. I wouldn't be stunned if he were to turn the tables on Audible. I still think he probably has his work cut out for him. But if anyone's going to do it, it'll be this horse.
Formulator fact for the number 5, Apostle, going out for trainer Eddie Pliza Jr. Over the past 5 years, older runners moving from turf to dirt off a short layoff win at 25% of the time for Pliza with a $2.80 ROI. This horse has won his last 2 races on dirt. He is a half-brother to Carve, a graded stakes winner, and the Dam is a half-sister to Blame, who of course won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Those are probably the reasons this horse sold for $900,000. But he hasn't done much wrong on the racetrack. He just isn't fast yet.
Yeah, and that's really the problem. Like you say, it's hard to knock a horse. He's gone out there. He's run well enough when he has run on the main track. Problem is, he just, at this point against a group like this, he's just not fast enough.
Sir Anthony completes this field, and his confidence has to be sky high. He is bringing a 3-race win streak into the Harlan's Holiday. Obviously, he was beating much weaker horses, but 2 turns, the distance, this is not a problem. I just think that this horse is sort of a one-run closer. And A, the Gulfstream main track probably doesn't play to his strengths. B, the lack of true pace probably doesn't play to his strengths. And 3, he's just too slow.
Yeah, he's just too slow on paper. But, I mean, look, this is a horse that's in good form. His last 3 races, you've got a synthetic win, a good sealed surface victory, and a fast main track. There is some rain potentially in the forecast. If it does come down, it's not going to be a problem for Sir Anthony.
Let's take a look at our top pick for the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday Stakes. We're going to take Audible in here. He's going to be a short price, but listen, if he just brings his sort of A- to B+ race, he's probably supposed to win. Still is a lightly raced 3-year-old. We're hoping there's some upside. He is yet to buy 100. He's obviously going to have to do that if he's going to be a contender in next month's Pegasus. Give me numbers.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot for me to look at here. I think it's the Pletcher exact. I'm going to go 1-4. If you want to throw in another price, I'd go with the 3 Sight for Sore Eyes.
I went 1-4 as well. 1-4-5-2 for me in the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday. One of 5 graded races at Gulfstream. It's a nice card. Get involved with a new DRFBets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com. Receive a 300% deposit match. An approximate post time for the Harlan's Holiday and Audible, 2:01 Eastern. Best of luck.